Now, we are going to create a truth table for a conditional statement. P or negation of Q implies negation of P. So before we create a table for this statement, we're going to review what we have learned before, the truth value for a conditional statement. So a simple conditional statement, as you can see in this statement, it has compound statements in there. So if we just look at the P implies Q, and let's see the truth values for these. So let's create the table, and now we have P, Q, and the simple implication, P implying Q. Now, because we know we actually have to add one more Right. Now, the truth values for P and Q, we list 4 different possibilities: TT, TF, FT, FF. Now, as we talked about before, that if the hypothesis or condition is true, so P, if that is true, the truth value of this conditional statement will be the same as the consequence, which is Q. So if we get T here, and then the truth value of this whole conditional statement will still be true. If the consequence is false, and then we get false. But if the hypothesis or the condition is false, we don't need to look at the consequence. We will always consider this implication is true. Okay, so with this, we can now create truth table for this compound statement. So if we, first of all, we notice that there are only 2 involved, so we only need to create 2 columns for these 2 simple statements, P and Q, and list 4 different possibilities for their truth values. Now, on the left-hand side, we got to do negation. And so negation of Q, that's the first operation. Well, so that's going to be, you reverse T, reverse the truth value of Q. So we get T will become F, F will become T. T becomes F, F becomes T. Now, the next step on the left-hand side is OR statement. So I'm going to do that, P or negation of Q. So we will look at the first column P or the third column. So it's an OR statement. That means if one of them is true, then the statement is true. So we get TF will be T, TT will be T, FF will be F, FT will be T. Now, that's the left-hand side. So let's do the right-hand side, negation of P. So let's mark this is left-hand side, and this is the right-hand side. The negation of P, let's look at the first column. We flip it. T becomes F, T becomes F, F becomes T, F becomes T. Again, when you do the problems, make sure you look at the right columns. Now, the last operation we're going to do is the implication, the conditional statement right here. So let's copy everything down. Left hand condition. This condition implies this consequence. So we're going to look at the left hand side, right side column. First of all, look at the condition. If the condition is true, the truth value of this conditional statement will be the same as the consequence. So that will be F. The same thing here. But if the condition is false, we don't need to look at the consequence. It's always going to be true. Well, this condition is true, then the consequence would be, the implication will have the same truth value as the consequence. So this would be the truth table for this implication.